And the next thing I know, I look up and the flap was open on the tent, and I seen a German cross on the fuselage. That's how low this was. I got up and I ran like hell and jumped in the foxhole.
These are the frontline testimonies of a generation that came together to put their lives on the line to protect our freedoms. We owe it to them to always remember World War II. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. These 3 things will help this channel continue to put out new videos every week.
When we were when we first got over there, we were on the Hodges in the First Army. But it took 2 months to break away to get through when they landed. I mean, when they were fighting, because they had these hedge groves that were so tall and thick that even a tank couldn't get through. But they were held up for so long. The British and Canadians were held up at Caen, C-A-E-N. Then we were transferred from the 1st to the 3rd for George Patton. And he's the guy that we took off northeast to Belgium. Half the time we never even knew who got hit, what pilots. I knew I lost 2 pilots and they never came back, so I knew that was it. But as a whole, we couldn't tell. Even when he had the V-1 rockets, which we call buzz bombs, and during the Bulge, they used to come out at night and send them all to Liège and bomb them with first the England got hit with those. But those with the wings, and it carries a 1,500-pound bomb on its belly with a jet engine. And that thing, when it's flying, and it flies only about maybe 500-600 feet up in the air. And when you land on your cot in the night and you hear the vibration, it shakes the whole ground and everything else because they're flying low. You don't care, you stay in your sack. But if you heard nothing and they ran out of, they just put so much gas in there that just to go so far, and all of a sudden you hear it cut out and it's silence, you run like hell. So we put up with that for a while, and after a while they were sending 3 at a time. And that's what scared us more than anything else, because when they hit, they'll make a hole about 30 foot deep or more. You know, when we heard that the Germans were dressed in American clothes and dropping in parachutes. So I was on guard duty one day, and it's fog, you can't see any, you imagine a lot of things when there's fog out there. Well, we always had a barrel around we poured gasoline on the sand and light it up to heat up, but now that we know they're going to be landing there, or they might be there, I seen the barrel, but I thought it was a guy, and I challenged him. Heard nothing, so I put a couple of bullets in it, and the next thing you know, I called the sergeant of the guard, and they laughed like hell. But that's how it is. You're frightened. You'll shoot your own guy if he moved, and that's how nervous, especially us, the Air Force men. And during the Bulge, they made the last ditch to go out and see how much damage they could do, because they were running out of planes and everything else. Well, New Year's Day, you know how it is. All of us weren't feeling so good from celebrating. So there was 5, I think 6, ME-109s. And I was in my cart, and all of a sudden I hear rat-tat-tat-tat, but I know it wasn't ours because it didn't sound like no 50 calibers or nothing. I got up and I ran like hell and jumped in the foxhole. And we had an L-shaped foxhole to hold 7 men, so I had to be deep. And then when I got in there and I looked up and I seen these 2 parachutes coming down. And I said, uh-oh, pilots carry Lugers. So I ran, I didn't have my rifle with me. So I ran like hell inside the tent, got my rifle. I said, I'm not going to be out here and having him shoot me. I tried to run back into the foxhole and I started feeling sick. I said, I can't throw up in there, they'll throw me out. So there was a big pile of sand that we had from digging out the foxhole, and I ran in behind that and I hid there. And that's when I saw all the action. My plane got hit. The old plane was retired. We had a brand new silver plane I was so proud of, and all of a sudden, when he made the second pass, he hit, I put it on fire, and I think at the same time he knocked out the gun crews. And Shack, with those 20 millimeters that they got, they were dangerous in that plane. Splattered the shack to pieces. How the heck he missed? I'm in between with the tent, and that's where they got hit. And then I saw the fuselage with that cross. All of a sudden, 5 men ran up, and they took the 500-pound bombs that were on the plane already. They was ready to go, you know, but they didn't have the fuses. But with that fire on, that would have blown all of us up. So they got the truck, the dolly, took the things down. And in the meantime, I'm behind there, and all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. The 4,000 rounds of shooting everywhere from the fire. It seemed like I was behind that pile forever. Then all of a sudden, I see this 2-engine jet plane fly right over our head. It's the first German planes that were putting out, but I guess they came too late inventing that thing. They got captured, and they were 14 years old. And they found out they only had 8 hours or 6 hours training, they send them up. Now, if they were older and got more training, when you start strafing, you don't peel off in the middle of the field. You go by the field and turn around. So that's when they hit every single one. They peeled off in them right in the middle of the field. And the gun crews had a picnic. So they jumped 2 of them and bailed out, and that's when they captured, and they were Hitler Youths, and they were spitting at our soldiers, and they were the strongest people in the world, you know, that's what they were saying about them. The sad thing after the war was over, and we had to go and put stuff to the dump. You go there and you see a mother with a child with arms gone, legs missing. So I had this chocolate that comes in the sea rations. Didn't taste good, but it was good for vitamins. So I took that and I gave it to the mother. She took it like she said, hey, stick it. But she did take it because, you know, the child was hungry. And that's the sad part of it. You see the Germans, if you were walking on the sidewalk, they would get off and mumble something, and they really hated our guts because they bombed their houses and everything. But heck, we had nothing to do with that. My mother and father never knew much. They were Europeans, didn't know. They know about war because they'd been through it with the Germans before they came here. So, but it was nice. I remember my father saying, now you can have a drink with me.
was amazing. Wow.
I got 1,000,000 of them.
Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. These 3 things will help this channel continue to put out new videos every week. Please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber in order to help us fund travel to interview these incredible soldiers. And please reach out if you know any pro-veteran businesses that would be interested in sponsoring a video. And thank you for watching.